So there's one kind of dissonance treatment in third species, dissonance pattern, that is not familiar from harmony because it's really something specific to Renaissance music. Let's take it's a fixed melodic figure, which looks like this. It exists in two versions. This is sort of, so to speak, right side up or upside down. I'm not sure which is right side up and upside down, but they're inversions of one another, as you can see. So for example, you might hear that, or turn the other way around. Maybe something like that. The point is, notice that I haven't specified the cantus firmus note here. What's fixed is this melodic shape right here and the way it relates to the cantus firmus. Now, you should be aware right away of, hopefully you notice something, which is the unusual feature of this, that I leap away from a dissonance, and it's not a double neighbor. How this works is much less obvious than a double neighbor. The explanation offered by our textbook is that what we have here is two interlocked passing motions. So we have a passing motion ba 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 ba, so ba ba ba, consonants through a dissonance to a consonance, and interleaved with that, another passing motion here, ba ba ba, as it happens, a consonant passing tone in this case. This, of course, has to be a consonant, but it doesn't matter what consonant it is. It can be any consonants. Another way of putting that, since it's not up to us to write the cantus firmus, we can only use this pattern in places where it results in a consonant. Now, the key thing about this, so let's abstract out from this for a moment to see how this works and to see what the limits are and where we can use this. Since this is a passing tone, it can be either consonant or dissonant. This is the beginning of a passing motion, the lower passing. Actually, let me do this in a different color. This is the beginning of the red passing motion. So this is required to be a consonant. This is the end of the yellow passing motion, and so this is also required to be a consonant. Now there's no place in the scale where you can have three consonances in a row with respect to any fixed note. There's only one place where you have two consonances in a row. That's, of course, the fifth and the sixth. So this is going to have to be a dissonance. So these intervals with respect to the cantus firmus are obligatory. There is no other way to get this melodic pattern to fit against a cantus firmus note except with these intervals. And then we can only use it when we, for example, something like this. Remember that so long as you don't chain them together in more than two, it's okay to have consecutive octaves on downbeats in third species. You can go octave to octave. We could perfectly well, just as well have gone to a sixth. It doesn't really matter. Because this, so long as it's a consonant, everything is fine. But the various different notes that all have to be consonant or dissonant with this shape, fix it in this one place. Now, if we want to turn this upside down, we're going to have the same concept, that we've got a passing motion here and a passing motion here. Therefore, these two are consonances. That's a dissonance. Therefore, those need to be a sixth and a fifth. Therefore, we must have started with a third. Again, there's only one set of intervals that you can use that melodic shape with relative to any cantus firmus note, and you can only use it when you arrive on a consonant, and legally arrive on a consonant, of course. So, for example, that's a consonant, but that would result in parallel fifths at the end. So let's instead go to the A, and I'll play both of these for you. Now, playing the ones on your handout, those same restrictions lead to fixed set of intervals in lower counterpoint as well. So So the Cambiata, again, the most complicated dissonance possibility, not something you're required to use, but something you should have a good understanding of. This fixed melodic pattern, it exists in 4 versions. This version, upper counterpoint, or flipped the other way around, inverted, also upper counterpoint. Those 2 same melodic shapes used in the lower counterpoint. And the combination of which way the pattern goes, whether it starts with a descent or starts with an ascent, combined with whether it's in the upper counterpoint or the lower counterpoint, will determine what those intervals must be with respect to the constant strings.